Parasites, worms, and candida are the root cause of almost all chronic illness and autoimmune diseases.
So, I hope at this point you don't need me to be telling you how wrong this is, but just in case, here we go, that's wrong. So, she didn't explain in the video the mechanisms by which parasites supposedly cause autoimmune disorders and chronic illnesses, so let me explain why they don't. So, autoimmune diseases and disorders and chronic illnesses and such are caused by your immune system when they recognize self cells as foreign and decide to attack them. For example, I have rheumatoid arthritis, which is a chronic condition that is caused by my immune system going, hey, fuck you, actually, and decided that the tissues in my joints are foreign invaders and has decided to attack them. That is how my chronic illness works. And since mine is like rheumatoid arthritis and not caused by other stuff, it is genetic, so it was passed down to me through my genes. Thanks, Mom. And it's basically just my immune system being overactive and kind of bored, per se, and decided that my harmless self cells are actually bad, and so it decided to nerf them. Now, while not the same with all chronic illnesses, that is how autoimmune disease works, because that is in the title of autoimmune. Auto is like self, and immune is like immune. So autoimmune response is when you have an immune response to yourself. And there can be different types of chronic illnesses, like there can be autoimmune like mine, or there can be like chronic bacterial or viral infections, chronic pain due to injury, stuff like that. And so the immune system has a bunch of different response mechanisms due to the type of pathogen. For example, a bacterial immune response has a different is different from the viral immune response, which is different to the parasite immune response. So when a parasite infects the body, there are my immunology teacher is going to be so disappointed in me. The innate immune response is triggered, which basically, oh my god. The innate immune response is triggered, basically saying there's a foreign invader in here, get rid of it, and then the innate immune response triggers the adaptive immune response, which is more specific and takes care of the parasite specifically using parasite-specific antibodies, the IgE antibodies. Then the immune system does its thing and gets rid of the parasite. However, the anti-parasite and IgE immune response is also responsible for allergies and asthma. I've gone over this in a previous video about specifically allergies and how they work, but basically when you don't have parasites, your IgE response gets bored and decides that something harmless like a allergen like pollen is now a parasite. Now, this brings me to the point where this video may be the exact opposite of what she's saying, like the actual truth. Because there are scientific studies, like actual studies done, that shows countries and areas with more parasites actually have a lower level of autoimmune, allergies, and asthma cases. So there may actually be a link between parasites. The presence of parasites actually lowers the autoimmune disease thing. So she's saying you have chronic disease because you have parasites, when it may actually be the opposite. Parasites can help lower the cases of autoimmune disease. This is called the hygiene hypothesis, which is actually a very well supported hypothesis. The fact that in the Western world, we have actually way lower parasites and way higher autoimmune and allergy cases, so that may be due to the lack of parasites. So, no, your chronic illness, unless it's like a chronic parasite infection, like a very specific case, but the majority of chronic and autoimmune disorders are not caused by parasites.